When it comes to black men, listen to this. When it comes to black men, as long as you down with Boria, you are able to unionize in entertainment and the church.
How did it all begin?
I was 14 when I moved to Atlanta. Take my number down, call me. Me, I'm 14 years old, I'm new to the state. I can't, like, what do we gotta talk about? We're not even in the same league.
They don't let us unionize and nothing else. You can't really build nothing for black people's betterment. You can't really do that. You will be struck down. What's the city in Oklahoma? Was it Tulsa?
Black Wall Street.
Yeah. You can't do nothing Black Wall Street or nothing like that when you are in America. You cannot build these people up. But if you are Boria and you are selling sucker shit to the people,
and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Homie, you've been trying to build a building for how long? And you get this man to give you a lick. You wasn't bragging that lady gave you $1,200 of her hard-earned money.
There you go.
In fact, you shunned it, but still took it and threw it in the basket. So anybody who really smart, they see who you are.
I'm not speaking against anybody's faith. You do with what you feel. If you want to worship in the church, worship in the church. If you want to worship it, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. But me and for mine, I don't trust y'all.
The 5150 show this week felt less like a talk show and more like a sermon given from a barber chair. Part theology, part street report, part roast. Corey Holcomb led the charge with his usual mix of moral indignation and comedic disbelief, flanked by Craig's philosophical tangents and Darlene's matter-of-fact confirmations. The trio took aim at a familiar target in black religious life, the preacher with a long-running building fund and little to show for it. Their main example was a Detroit pastor, Marvin Winans, accused of running what Corey called the longest construction hustle in America. According to The Conversation, the man has been collecting money for a church that has been under construction for 20 years. The host laughed at how the preacher allegedly told his flock, "If you want me to build the church quicker, give me more money." Corey treated this as the punchline of the century and the proof of a con. The so-called Frederick Douglass Church, they said, has become a symbol of holy procrastination, and now people are even suing him for selling the same dream too many times.
Ever since he been put on the spot, he is making himself look dumber and dumber in front of the real boys and girls of this world. Mm-hmm. That preacher, I think it's the Detroit area. Look, this is Umar 2. This is Umar 2. Trust me, this is Umar 2. This preacher out there with this alleged Umar hustling, we finna do the school. This man hustling a church being built.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And how long has it been, D? You did some research on this.
20 years. 20 years.
Who we talking about?
Marvin, that Marvin Winans, the pastor we spoke about last week. You remember that did that to the woman?
An old nigga who claimed preacher got robbed by some young boys because he met up with one of them.
The dude in New York that faked the robbery years ago?
No, that's another one.
That one. Woo!
That's another one.
Yeah.
It's a preacher. You don't hear this, though. He got robbed by some young boys. And we're going to talk about this peculiar robbery that he said happened.
Yeah.
Where they took some stuff up off him and took his car, and he reported it as a robbery. But the streets say different. The streets say you met up with that young boy, and that young boy, they had something for you that you thought you was finna get something else. That's what the streets saying. Because I talked to the streets from Detroit. The streets is saying it's something else. I ain't got no proof of that, but what I'm saying to you, he met up with the young boy, wound up getting jacked, and reported it as a simple robbery.
The whole thing reminded them of Dr. Umar and his long-promised school, both men accused of selling a vision that never quite solidifies beyond a blueprint and a donation button.
The independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account.
What really lit Corey up, though, was the story of the $1,200 woman and the Tyler Perry blessing. The same preacher, they said, once humiliated a woman for donating $1,200, her hard-earned money, because it wasn't the full $2,000 he had demanded. Yet when Tyler Perry cut him a check for $100,000, maybe 6 times that, depending on the version, the preacher shouted it from the rooftops as proof of divine favor. Corey couldn't stand the double standard. To him, that wasn't faith. That was corporate sponsorship disguised as spirituality.
This same dude who got an alleged, what's Dr. Umar's school supposed to be called? The Frederick Douglass Academy. He got the Frederick Douglass Church that's being built. And do you know what he had the nerve to say? If you want me to build a church quicker, then give me some more money.
Oh.
You got the clip? Go on, play the clip. I don't care. We'll play the clip. Long as it's the truth, we can play it.
And you reported.
You got the clip of him saying that?
Years. Do any neighbors say anything?
I understand their impatience. And I often tell them, just give me some more money and we'll get it done faster.
During yesterday's service, Pastor Marvin.
Wow.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. That's an old-ass man. That man ain't finna build nothing but a Geritol. Tyler Perry gave that preacher $100,000, according to what the preacher said. Listen to me, y'all. You need to listen to me. Even if you don't believe me, just get this information. The reason that man is funded is because he up with the backdooria. That's why. Because there's some people mad because that man raising money and all that. Trust me, you can't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. They not going to be stopped. If they up with backdooria lifestyles, they're allowed to unionize in America. Everybody else, they're going to bring you down. I'm talking about, like, let me make sure I got it right. The church and entertainment, if you backdooria, you can get away with it.
Tyler Perry's involvement became the thread that tied the discussion to something larger, a network of people allowed to thrive because they belong to what the show calls the backdooria community. The term carries a smirk in its pronunciation. It's a stand-in for a set of men in entertainment and the church who, according to Corey and Craig, share a particular lifestyle and protect each other under the cover of righteousness. The idea isn't subtle. Backdooria implies homosexuality cloaked in respectability and influence. The claim is that as long as a man is part of that world, or at least plays nice with it, he can unionize in entertainment and religion, get funding, and never face the scrutiny that destroys others.
How did he rope you into that?
How did he rope you into it? Explain, like, what do you mean?
How did he convince you the very first time to do what?
Just to be his son, or you mean, or what do you?
No, the physical stuff. How did he transition it?
Well, he started off, it's just.
That's the stuff he did.
It's.
You start touching him.
He is slowly gain your trust. And that's it. I mean, you think a man of that stature would not ever do anything like that, and that's what everyone thinks. I mean, any priest, any bishop, any pastor, anyone, whoever goes to that congregation, whoever listens to that man speak is going to automatically give that man the utmost respect. And that's what we did. I mean, we were just regular members of the church. We wasn't anything more than kids who went to the church to learn about God.
Craig added his own brand of intellectual spice by bringing up anthropomorphism, the human habit of projecting our traits onto God. His version, though, went further than any theology class. When religion left North Africa and fell into European hands, Craig said, it absorbed the lifestyles and tendencies of the people rewriting it. If a man is homosexual and writes about God, he projects that into his version of divinity. Over time, those traits become normalized in the text and in the songs of worship.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to burn the bridge, but what could I say? If a man who wears a dress all the time walked up to me and gave me $20, I'll be like, what the fuck is you giving me $20 for?
You wouldn't let a man pay your phone bill? Come on, man.
See, Craig finna kick in. Now, I know my brother. If Craig just checking out the conversation for a little while, but now he getting it.
I believe the people, when the Bible left North Africa and went into Europe, the theory is that, when God's children crossed that landmass from North Africa into Spain, and the religion left North Africa and got into the hands of the Europeans or Sodomites, I believe that they projected their lifestyle characteristics into the book. So like the subtext in which we read, like I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. Like, for instance, like when you listen to a Beyonce song or a lot of R&B songs, most R&B songs are written by homosexual men in the black R&B community. So you could hear the delusion of, in my opinion, how a man that deals with a man thinks of a man but being sung by a woman. Do you get what I'm saying? And so there's this thing in science called I always say it wrong. Anthropomorphism. I'm probably saying it wrong. And it's basically when a society of humans project their human characteristics onto a god to make it more relatable to the people that consume the information. So if a man is a homosexual and he's writing about God, he's going to project his homosexuality into that God.
For him, this wasn't a moral rant against sexuality, but a psychological observation that culture carries projection like perfume, even holy perfume. From there, the discussion slid into the demographics of the church. Corey mocked how congregations are mostly made up of women and children, while the men, if they're present at all, are behind the instruments. The piano player always a little suspect, he said, half joking, half not. It was less homophobia than frustration, the feeling that the masculine presence in modern churches has been replaced by theatrics, music, and fashion shows.
But I know it's a lot of people in the church. This one dude said it. The church is full of women and kids.
Yeah.
Why don't no real motherfuckers be at your church? I need all these preachers to answer that. Who is the men at your church? Want me to tell you who the real niggas at the church is? The real men of the church? The musicians. And right at the church, they need their money.
The nigga on the piano is always a little suspect, but the drummer and all the other niggas, they be real as fuck. But the piano nigga, something about doing this for hours
He's so
that
stupid.
takes something out of you. You know, I'm not
You got something there. You got something there,
But you know, he's actually, he said too on that same, well, I don't know if it's the same interview, when he got the money from Tyler, he was pretty much, to me, it seemed like he was almost mocking that people were, criticizing him on the internet, because now he's saying, yeah, and and that's not the only person.
He tried to act like it's a blessing.
He said it went up to it's 600,000 now. So
Well,
let's
good.
see.
You hustled the people again
And
for
let's
this
see-
building.
let's see if that gets done.
You didn't see. You know what he didn't say? Oh,
And let's
I'm
see if
sorry.
let's see if it actually gets built.
So
Now, how
he-
much more did you need? In
You know what
20
he didn't
years?
say? You know what he didn't say? People are suing him. And why are they suing him? Because he been selling this building dream just like Dr. Umar. This is the cap that these guys are running out here, and it's working.
By the end, you're left torn between laughter and discomfort. Corey's rant against the preacher isn't just about one man's building project. It's about a larger architecture of manipulation that spans religion, race, and entertainment. Craig's lecture on projection turns into a metaphor for the whole thing. Maybe all of society is projecting holiness onto corrupt systems just to make them feel familiar. And Darlene's research, with its dry but deadly precision, keeps the conversation from floating too far into conspiracy. Whether you agree with their theories or not, it's hard to deny that Corey, Craig, and Darlene are performing a kind of cultural audit. They're not theologians, economists, or journalists. They're regular people calling out what everyone sees and pretending not to. That might not build a church, but it sure tears down a few false altars.